What's Gucci, y'all? It's your girl KieraNicole back with another video. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. So as you can see by this title, this is another story time. So I had you guys vote on Twitter and everyone wants his story time. You guys also want to see pranks. I got some pranks in mind. I start school next week, so you know, y'all better watch out if you go to school with me because you might be getting pranked. Before I get started, I do want to talk about this bandana I have on. It's a quarter-final bandana. This is one of the homies brands. I also have one of their jackets and hats by them. They're super inexpensive and they're dope. They have like bomb colors as well as super like, this is hella cute. Like, it's not like a regular bandana. Like, it has little checkers on it. Like, I could wear it with some bands and I'll be feeling like I'm that chick, you know what I'm saying? I'll leave their information in the description box. Go ahead and purchase some stuff for them. It's super cool. And yeah, go ahead and purchase some stuff for them and tag them and you can get featured on their page. They're always looking for models, so yeah, do that shit. But yeah, let's get into the video, y'all. So as you can see, this is the time I first got high. Because I was high. Because I got high. I am not a smoker. So, you know, if you're a 420 blaze it, you don't want me to blaze it with you because I'm not a smoker, you know what I'm saying? But this story time is like, I really, in this point in my life, I really was like going through it. You know when you like, okay, just don't judge me. So this story time is a TBT, so we gotta back all the way up to 8th grade. Yes, I know. Who was smoking in 8th grade? Me. But I know some people who were smoking in like 4th grade. So honestly, if you were smoking in anything younger than 8th grade, leave a comment, like pause the video and leave a comment and say like, girl, I was smoking too, so you good. But yeah, so basically I was in 8th grade and I went to this like I told y'all in other story times, I went to like an all-white school. So everybody was kind of white and stuff. So there was like 5 black people. Like we all knew each other. We all still know each other to this day. Hey, 5 black people, how y'all doing? But yeah, so I had never even heard of smoking weed. Like my family was so religious. Like, so when I was like maybe like going into 8th grade, that's when they started telling me about it. Like my aunt was like, if you do drugs, you're gonna die. Like if you smoke a cigarette, you're gonna die automatically. Like you're just gonna die, drop dead, like croak right then and there. So I was like, oh my God, like I would never do drugs. So I had this friend named Sarah. We're gonna call her Sarah. And I would go to like Sarah's house. Like we started becoming really good friends. So like we would go to each other's house. And so we had a project we had to do. So I went to Sarah's house to do the project, right? And she was dating this boy. And he was just like, he was bad, y'all. He was bad news. So she like started smoking with him, I guess. And I remember her saying it one time, but I didn't think she was serious. So when I got to her house, she was like, you want to smoke? And I was like, what? I was like, I didn't even know what it was. I was like, nah, like, what? Like at first, you know, you're like, no, but then you're like, I'm curious. So she's like, okay, just come outside with me. So I'm like outside with her. I'm watching her like put it all together and she's smoking. This is how you know this is old, you guys. We were smoking out of a pin cap. So I'm watching her smoke out of a pin cap and I'm just like, oh, that looks cool. So like, she's like, just try it. So I try it. I'm like, cool. So we get back in the house, we do our project, whatever. And her dad was like, I'm gonna take you home. So I was like, okay. So we're driving home and I'm like, we're laughing and stuff, but I didn't feel like I was high. And her dad was like, why y'all so silly? I'm like, I don't know. I didn't feel high. So I'm thinking like, okay, when you get high, you just laugh. Like you just laugh, whatever. So a few weeks go by. Now me and Sarah, we wasn't like really friends like that no more. We was just like associates at this point. So my dad was going out of town. My dad and my brother were going out of town for a baseball game. So I had the whole day to myself. So I was like, I'm gonna get some weed. Like I'm gonna smoke. Like why not? Like I just want to be laughing, watch some SpongeBob. I don't know. I was young as fuck. Like I was so young-minded. So I was like, okay, cool. So I picked up some stuff from Sarah. Y'all know the terms. Pickup. A pickup is when you do the drop. You know, you get your weed. So you know, she gave it to me. She was like, all right, cool. Like she was like, you could just have it for free. I was like, what? Like for free? Okay. So I'm super excited. I didn't gotta pay for it. So I get home. I have my little pin cap. The pin cap has like the thing, that metal part on the eraser, you put it in the pin cap. So I'm like, cool. Got my little pin cap. I got a lighter. So I'm lighting it. Cool. Light it. I'm smoking it. So I'm just smoking out the pin cap. As you can see, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know how to smoke. So I'm like, I'm blowing it. Cool. I smoked like a lot of it. I'm not even gonna lie. So I'm sitting in the house. I'm chilling. Everything's fine. Out of nowhere, I just feel a what the fuck? I literally felt like I went into another dimension.
I was like, bro, I was like, no, this ain't right. Like, I'm hot. I was like, what's going on?
So immediately, I pick up the house phone. So I pick up the house phone, and I call her. I'm like, Sarah, what the fuck is this? Like, I'm tripping. Like, and she's like laughing, and she's like, I don't know. She was like, some boy gave me that, so I just gave it to you. I was like, Sarah, how could you? Like, she was like, well, you said you needed some weed. So I'm sitting there like, I'm gonna die. Like, at this point, I'm in my mind, I'm like, it's laced. I'm pretty sure I was just really high, but in my mind, I was like, I'm gonna die and I'm going to hell because I took a hit and I knew I shouldn't have done it. So I'm praying. I'm like, God, if you can remove this highness out of my body, I promise I will never go near drugs again, ever. And it doesn't work like that. So I was still high. So I'm like in the shower now. I'm drinking water because my friends were like, I called all my friends and they were like, just drink water. So I'm like in the shower, you guys, water pouring on me. So my uncle and my cousin were gonna pick me up later that night because my dad wasn't gonna leave me at home the whole weekend. So I called my cousin and I'm like, bro, I'm high as fuck and I don't know what to do. And like when y'all pick me up, I'm gonna be faded and I don't know what's going on. And she was like, I told you not to smoke. I'm gonna tell you. I was like, don't tell. I promise I'll never do it again. I'm crying. She's like, oh, all right. So I'm just faded, you guys. I forced myself to sleep and then I hear like the knocking on the door. So I'm like, okay, cool. So my uncle's there. So I thought I wasn't high anymore, which was stupid because as soon as I got in the car, I was like, my eyes were like bloodshot red. I was like, okay, I'm faded. So my uncle's like talking to me and I talk a lot. So my uncle's talking to me. He's like, Key, you're real quiet today. I'm like, just real quiet, y'all. I didn't want to, you know, go into details on why I was quiet. So he's like, all right, whatever. So we get out the car. First thing I do when I get into my auntie house, my auntie and uncle house, I just run straight to the refrigerator. And I was just eating anything and everything I saw. I just ate it all quick. Yum, 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 yum. I'm like, okay, cool. I'm good. I'm like, yes. I got some good food. I'm good. I found my cousin's bed. I said, and I'm slept. Like I slumped. I was knocked till like the next day at like 2 p.m. So my aunt was like, get up, get up. So I got up and she was like, we need to talk. I was like, what's up, girl? Like, I got my beauty rest. So what you want to talk about? She's like, so we know, you know, she did the little mother look, so we know you was smoking. I said, huh? I said, what are you talking about? She told us that you was smoking. So I'm like, oh. So you gonna be a traitor. So you gonna trade up on your cousin. So my cousin's like in the corner just shaking her head like, see, I told you, like, you going to hell now. Your ass going to hell. You wanna hit the blunt. I'm like, I'm just sitting there in shock. Like, my own blood, my own flesh and blood gonna turn on me? Okay, I got you, girl. That's how I was thinking. I was like, how am I lie my way out of this? But instead of lying, y'all, I just broke down in tears. I just started crying like, I'm crying, it's not coming out my nose. And Muncie just like, I rebuked that in the name. I'm like, what is wrong? Like, my tears ain't working, like nothing working. So long story short, my auntie talked to me. She gave me this live talk about how I'm gonna go to hell if I don't repent and just all this stuff. So I'm like, well, so I apologize, you know, I repent, I do all my stuff. And she's like, okay, now you gotta tell your dad. I said, no, I'm good. You could tell him. She was like, what? I said, I'm not gonna die at 14. Sorry, I'm not dying at 14. So you could tell him. Yeah. So then like a day went by, I was there for the whole weekend. Next day came, so we go to church, you know. Of course, the message always gotta be about something you done did. They over there talking about, and you need to guard your children's eyes and ear gates and their mouths from blunts. My auntie just screaming out stuff. And I'm just like, girl, don't be putting me on blast because I wanted to have some fun. Whatever. So we get home and my dad pulls up. So, you know, I'm like, hey, Dad. Trying to be all nice. Like, hey, love you. Did I tell you you look good? You slimming down. Whoop. Oh, that's slim fast? Okay. And he just looking at me like, what the hell? So I'm like, all right, y'all. Bye, auntie. It was nice seeing y'all. My auntie like, sit down. She like, Kiera, need to tell you something. I said, what? So she's like, Kiera, gotta tell you something. So my dad's like, what is it? He thinking like I done got an F in class or I done got suspended or something. I don't know. And I'm like, I was smoking weed. And I got caught by auntie and uncle. And literally, y'all, my dad was like, he went from like, he already got that like rude ass face, like, but he went like, that nigga just lit up with anger. And he was just like, what? Smoking weed? We don't do that. I've never done that. I don't raise no potheads. And I'm just like crying. I'm like, Daddy, please. I'm sorry. The weed just crawled in my mouth. I didn't ask for it. I don't know. So now he's like, who gave it to you? And I was like, it was laced. I don't know. So I had to done rat on Sarah. So now he calling Sarah's parents, getting the whole school involved, y'all. I know I was a snitch. Cause I was like, bro, Sarah, you sold me that shit. You going down with me, dog. I'm not going down by myself. That's how I felt, you know what I'm saying? And normally, like I told y'all, I be taking the blame, but I was like, fuck this. Sarah coming with me, bro. I'm not going down this alone. So yeah, it was just all bad. Literally, I never, ever smoked again. Until like, you know, I am. But no, smoking was just totally not for me after that. Literally every single time I would go to a family event, my family would be like, Kiera, you want to hit the blunt? And I'd be like, bitches. But no, honestly, my family ruined smoking completely for me. It literally traumatizes me anytime I see marijuana because I just feel like my dad is gonna pop out like, what you doing? It's always Gucci with y'all. Y'all already know if you want more story times of my ratchet ass life or my wild life, you gotta leave a comment and you gotta make sure you give this video a thumbs up. It's always Gucci with y'all. Make sure you hit up Quarterfinal's website and purchase yourself a bandana as well as some other gear. Love y'all. Bye.